Welcome to 100 Yards of Football this evening. It's our Dallas Weekly videos. We're going to highlight what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do in 2021. And this evening, we're going to talk about Dan Quinn, the new defensive coordinator, and how he's going to improve the Cowboys overall from last season's performance. So if you like the video this evening, please come in and share it. And as always, I'm Vincent Turner, and joining me, I don't have to say no more. It's like a kid in a cookie jar. It's like royalty. It's like legend. My young man here, out of the 305, down in the state of Florida, two-time All-American at Florida State University, he always tells me the 1981 NFL draft is the best in NFL draft history because he was the 25th selection by the Atlanta Falcons. He's talented. He knows all about this game because he played it at a high level for a number of years at Florida State and for a number of years with the Atlanta Falcons. My man, Mr. Bobby Butler. So if you like the video this evening, please come in and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here at 100 Yards of Football. Brother Butler, how you doing? And let's talk about what Dan Quinn is going to do to try to fix this Dallas Cowboys defense in 2021.
Hey, man, I'm excited. I think the Dallas Nation is going to love Dan Quinn. Remember this about coaching, Vincent, that great coordinators, offensive or defensive coordinators, don't necessarily make great head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Always remember that, right? And so there's nothing wrong with them getting an opportunity to be a head coach, but some of them are just really good at their craft, Dan Quinn being one, right? I'm not saying he won't have a future as a head coach, but I'm telling you what I know that what Dan Quinn does extremely well is coordinate defense. Now, you got to remember, forget the Atlanta Falcons, right? He's no longer coaching with the Atlanta Falcons. That's over with, done with. You know, he was trashed in the media, trashed by a lot of people. They didn't like the way he was a head coach. That's okay. He's a coach, but he's a great defensive coordinator. Now, what he's trying to establish in Dallas, and if he can get this done, Vincent, the Dallas Cowboys going to the top. This man is looking for a ball-hawking defense. So what that means is he's looking for turnovers. He's looking for guys in the secondary that can make plays. He's looking up front to sack the quarterback. They're going to be stripping balls. That's the type of mentality he has on his defenses, right? He's got a great linebacker core with the Cowboys. He's got guys up front who's done it. They've done it. Now what Dan got to do is bring some of that back, along with the new talent that he's already picked this year. Here's what I like about him. Now, first of all, his base defense, Vince, is going to be like a 3-4 defense.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing about the league today, the evolution of the game. You know, you're going to have nickel in the game 60 to 70% of the time. Because nobody is out there with two wides, hardly.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3-4 wides in the game. And even some of your tight ends, you got to game plan them like they're wide receivers. And so he's going to create that ball hawking type defense. Now here's what I like. I was thinking about this yesterday. All right, so we got Trayvon Diggs out there, who's an excellent corner, who's a future Pro Bowler, hands down, no question. He drafted 3 corners this year, 6'2", 6'3", and 6'4". I'm going like, what is Dan doing? And then I started thinking about what he did in Seattle with Richard Sherman. See, what he's trying to do, he's looking for versatility in his defensive personnel, right? So no matter what kind of offense he faces, Vincent, he's going to have something for it. That's what he's doing, right? And so I'm interested and excited to see what he's going to do because no matter what a team put on the table, he's got corners. The corner from Oregon State is 6'4". The corner from South Carolina, 6'3", long strider. See, you can use those guys to play on tight ends, bigger receivers, right, in the slot. That's presenting a lot of problems in the league for a lot of defenses. So I like what he's doing, all right? I like the first pick on the defense. Man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Dan Quinn defenses, when they're very effective, they have that person in the middle of the defense, that leader, that sideline to sideline guy that's wreaking havoc. And that's what he's trying to bring to the Dallas Cowboys. A team that's going to be in your face. That team is going to be afraid. They're going to be running the ball in the open space with both hands on the ball, thinking that they're going to strip the ball out, right? So I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see how, when he put it all together, how it's going to come about. And it's going to be good, right? So I love it.
I think one thing, when you look at the Cowboys personnel from last year under Mike Nolan, we can honestly say their personnel is an upgrade.
Yes.
Can we agree to that?
Absolutely.
Because one thing, I look at Dan Quinn here in Atlanta, and he came under a lot of scrutiny. I think he got punished real royalty in the media. Granted, it was probably, maybe he deserves some of that. But I look at it overall, Bobby, he put maybe his career on certain players in Atlanta. Like Beasley didn't work out.
Right.
Jack McKinley didn't work out.
That's right.
Those, to me, was probably the two draft choices that really killed his time here in Atlanta.
Right.
Because one thing, when I go back and I researched him and I go back to that Seattle defense in 2013, he had people that can really get after the passer.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Michael Bennett. Then he had quality D linemen. Tony McDaniel out of the University of Tennessee. Got to give some love today, Bobby. Don't get jealous this evening. Clint McDonald out of the 901. That's right, Memphis, Tennessee.
That's right.
Player. Red Bryant out of Texas A&M. Then look what he had behind him. He had a young rookie by the name of Bobby Wagner. So I'm assuming you think Michael Parsons is going to be that Bobby Wagner in this defense.
That's right.
Then he had Bruce Irving. Then he had KJ Wright. Then in the secondary, Richard Sherman, how tall? 6'2". Brian Maxwell, about 5'10". He was the shortest guy out there.
Right.
But they did have Brandon Browner, but he was suspended, I think, mid-season for the rest of the season.
Right.
Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor, two hidden safeties. But my thing, I'm glad that even though sometimes the first time around the situation doesn't work out, but I'm seeing, has he learned from his mistakes? Has he learned from being the head coach? But you brought up a good point. He's a good defensive coordinator. Yes. And even though when he was at the University of Florida under Will Muschamp, he had Dante Flower, he had Sharif Floyd, Dominique Easley. So the guy knows quality and depth on the defensive line. Yes. That just didn't happen for him in Atlanta. But when you look at the Cowboys going into this year, I like what they got, man. Like you said, veteran leadership. If Randy Gregory, excuse my language, you can stay off that right quick. He's going to be all right. My man, DeMarcus Lawrence, is seemingly going to be healthy this year. Tristan Hill is a pretty good player. Neville Gallimore is a good player. And then I like what they did. They drafted a guy in the 6th round that I think is going to be a very good football player out of the University of Kentucky. My man, Mr. Quentin Bohanna. Yes, if you go look at him on film, when he played at Kentucky this past season, he was a guy that stuffed the middle.
Yes, sir.
But overall, I like what the Cowboys are doing under Dan Quinn. And I think, let's put it out there, if the Cowboys improve even a half attack, this is a team that's going to win the division. Right. And I think it's going to challenge to get to the NFC Championship game. Not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but they improve just a tack. Because remember, they gave up 148 yards per game on the ground, but I don't see that happening this year.
That won't happen again.
Because you always said this, Bobby. You said this. They got the toys on offense. It's just the defense that got to step it up and be that team to go to the next level. Let me ask you a big question here. Dan Quinn, coming into this situation, he's a guy, like you said, was just blasted here locally here in the Metro Atlanta area where we broadcasting live today. For him to take another job so quickly, what is the mindset going into him? Do you kind of let that as a person, as a coach, just let that roll off your back and you moving forward?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're a coach in the NFL, Vincent, you know, those guys don't stay nowhere long. You know, you every now and then you got a Pete Carroll, you got some guys who gonna be at a place for a while. But as far as assistants, you're not going to. So when you lose a head coaching job, first of all, he still might be looking to be a head coach. But when you look at what's available with what they have in place, would it be better than what you left Atlanta? Or would you be going in a worse situation? So you just have to be smart and take a step back and say, look, let me go back to do what I do best and build my resume some more, right? Mm-hmm. Because I promise you, the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the division in the next few years. The Dallas Cowboys are going to be back where everybody anticipate them to be in the next year or two. It's just a matter of time. You can't have the kind of players that they have and it not happen, right? So it's just a matter of getting that defense shored up. I think it's going to be shored up this year, right? And people remember this. Dan Quinn, when he was at Seattle, he was a defensive coordinator in back-to-back Super Bowl games. They were 1-1. And as a head coach in Atlanta, he took them 2-1, right? So don't take this lightly. This is a great opportunity for you, and you got a great coach. And so he's going to do his best to put himself back in position to either be another head coach or just to be a stellar defensive coordinator the rest of his career.
Okay, before we end the day, BB, and you know I gotta get your juices flowing, baby. I gotta get that level up right now on defense. Mm-hmm. Looking at the Cowboys, what players in the rookie class got you feeling like you can go back on that field and do your thing like you did back in 1981? Tell me the players you think are going to be major impacts on that Cowboys defense this year.
I think, and this is crazy that I'm saying this, right? I think all three corners that they drafted are going to have major impacts. The young man from Kentucky is beautiful.
Kevin Joseph.
Oh, Mr. Joseph is beautiful. I love him. But here's what I'm looking for in the other two guys. See, that guy, Mr. Joseph, he's got the tenacity. He's put it this way. He's got the motor to be a great corner. Ain't no question about it. He got everything it takes, right? Along with Trevon Diggs, and then along with these two other rookies coming in. See, these other two rookies going to be valuable to the squad. See, listen, guys, in today's game, to be successful, you got to have four corners on your roster that can play. Two outside, two in the slot. You got to be able to do that because the money position on offense is people like Edelman, who's catching 120 balls a game in the slot position, right over the middle, option routes, in and out. You know, we got to be able to deal with that, man. You know, that's the nature of the game today. So I like that. And I know the front seven at Dallas is going to be a different front seven this season. I know that. I know that. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be good.
Me being a long-time Dallas Cowboys fan, like I say, I'm blessed today to be doing the Dallas Cowboys on the paper out of Dallas with a great young man who played at a high level in the league. One more thing before we leave today, BB. What makes you so excited about Kevin Joseph? What is his skill set that you love?
Well, first of all, when you play corner, you can't be scared.
Yes, sir.
And this guy has got heart. You know, he's played at LSU. He transferred to Kentucky. Things that were he transferred to Kentucky, and challenged every great receiver in the SEC, including those guys who played at Alabama. He wasn't no joke. And you know, he didn't have the team that Alabama had, but he went to work. And I like this by Vincent. Don't get him going. Mm-hmm. He loves a challenge. See, when I look at a corner, I look at all that. Is he scared? Or is he confident? He's quite confident, and he's got the ability to be a special player.
Okay. If you liked the video today, please come and share it. You heard it from the great young man out of Florida State University by way first-round pick in the 1981 draft by the Atlanta Falcons, Mr. Bobby Butler. As I ended like the great Marvin Gaye, I hope that the Dallas Cowboys defense, let's get it on! By the great poet,